The question continues, what is the U.S. going to do? For perspective, ISIS is now estimated to be more than 10,000 strong and growing. They have taken over a third of Iraq, parts of Syria. So what are the president's options? ABC's chief White House correspondent Jonathan Karl breaks it down.
In the gruesome murder video, James Foley's executioner calls out President Obama by name, demanding an end to airstrikes in Iraq. The president today answered with resolve.
We will be vigilant and we will be relentless. When people harm Americans anywhere, we do what's necessary to see that justice is done. There has to be a common effort to extract this cancer so that it does not spread.
The U.S. has conducted at least 14 more airstrikes since the Foley video was released yesterday. But to take out ISIS, the president has additional options. He could funnel more weapons to Iraqis and Kurds on the front lines. He could send more U.S. special forces to advise the Iraqis. The bigger step, he could take the fight to Syria, another ISIS stronghold, by launching airstrikes for the first time on ISIS targets in that country.
The one thing the president has ruled out is sending in ground troops. But even so, the president who counts ending the war in Iraq as a big part of his legacy now faces a new fight in Iraq that could well dominate much of the rest of his presidency. Diane.
All right, Jonathan Karl, thanks, John. And we'll turn now, because also at his post tonight is ABC senior justice correspondent Pierre Thomas, who has been talking to his expert sources all day about the number of Westerners joining the extremists. Pierre.
Diane, here's why top U.S. law enforcement officials are so concerned about Foley's barbaric execution beyond the tragic loss of life. As Brian pointed out, the killer speaking English is thought to be British, a Westerner, and Westerners seem to be flooding into Iraq and Syria. Take a look at this photograph. Meet 19-year-old Shannon Conley of Denver. She looks like the all-American girl next door, but the FBI says she was hell-bent on going to Syria to join ISIS. More than 100 Americans are believed to have gone to the battlefields of Iraq and Syria. These are people whose passports could give them easy access to return to America. The fear tonight that they'd come back to strike. There's an intensive effort underway to track these people. Some of them are back here at home under various levels of investigation and surveillance. The FBI director recently said they're doing everything they can, but he said it's possible some radicals might slip out of the U.S. without the FBI knowing. Diane.
It has everyone on edge there, I know. Thank you, Pierre Thomas. And of course, Pierre will stay on this story tonight, and we'll have every breaking development on abcnews.com.